Hi, I'm Elena from BF Italia. In this video, we see how to apply the heat transfer vinyl for digital printing with a flocked finish, which gives a velvet effect. In the range of BF digital printing films, there are two films with a flocked finish, the BF Print Flock film and the BF Print Flock Subli film. Both of these films are used to achieve a velvety soft touch effect. The flock used as a finish is produced with a high density of flock, which makes it high quality and resistant to washing. The two films differ in the type of printing. The BF Print Flock film can be printed with solvent and eco-solvent based inks. The BF Print Flock Subli film can be printed with sublimation inks with two techniques, direct printing or with transfer from sublimation paper. Before looking at direct printing and sublimation paper printing in detail, it is important that when working with BF Print Flock Subli film, you consider the following factors. First, the size of the film and the graphics must be as large as the press plate and not larger. Second, it is very important that the graphics are cut after the color has been fixed to avoid shrinkage of the material. Third, when cutting the printed part before placing it under the press, it is important that you keep the reference marks. These will then be used to read the useful area of the film in the cutting phase. Let's now see the direct printing on the BF Print Flock Subli film. Step 1. Printing of the graphics with non-specular setting on the BF Print Flock Subli film. Step 2. Fixing of the sublimation inks with the press at 200 degrees Celsius for 35 seconds. Step 3. Cutting. Take the film to the cutting plotter with a 60-degree gradient blade. Step 4. The film is ready to be weeded. Step 5. Transfer the graphic onto the fabric. To transfer the graphics onto the fabric, thanks to the thickness of the film, we can use two different methods. The first is the manual transport, and the second method is through application tape. That is our BF Mylar. Let's see with manual transport. We put the lining on the press. As you can see, we can pick the large part of the graphics up manually. Delicately, we go to take the cut graphics. We carry it on our fabric, we center the graphics, and apply. We set the press at 160 degrees Celsius for 16 seconds. To avoid dirtying the upper plate of the press, we use a cover sheet, and baking paper is enough. An important precaution to work with this film is to keep the pressure low to avoid damaging the flock. Here is the applied graphics. Now let's see how to transfer the film onto the application tape. Before proceeding with the transfer of the graphics, we weed the excess parts. We take the BF Mylar, remove the cover part of the Mylar, cover all the graphics with Mylar, flip the film, and now eliminate the air bubbles with the squeegee. We remove the liner of the BF Print Flock Subli. Now let's carry our film onto the fabric. 160 degrees Celsius for 16 seconds. Low pressure. Hot BF Mylar removal. Let's now look at the other sublimation printing method, again with the BF Print Flock Subli film, which is printing on sublimation paper and transfer. Step 1. Printing the graphics with mirror setting on sublimation paper. Step 2. Transfer of the graphics from the sublimation paper onto the BF Print Flock Subli film. Cut the affected area of the film and set the press at 200 degrees Celsius for 35 seconds. A useful tip is to properly fix the paper on the film with the help of a thermal tape. Step 3. Once the sublimation paper has been removed, we are ready for cutting. Take the film to the cutting plotter with a 60-degree gradient blade. Here is the result of the application on the two flocked films, BF Print Flock and BF Print Flock Subli. The yield is always very bright and with a quality guaranteed result. At this point, you just need to choose the most valid solution depending on your working methodology. Thanks for watching this video. Bye!